Well, Veronica, thank you so much for coming in. I am so excited to interview you for this position. You come highly recommended. Well, that's great. I love to hear that I'm highly recommended, and I'm honored to be here for this interview. I've already sort of gone over your resume, and you're everything we've been looking for. You are, excellent written and verbal communication skills, bilingual, results driven, team oriented, analytical. You have your degree in business. It's everything that we are looking for in this position. That's why I applied, because I've worked really hard to hone in on all these skills, and I feel that I can be a great asset to your team. There's just one thing we need to discuss. Under salary, you listed that you would settle for no less than 95K. That's a little over what we're willing to pay for this position. You know what? That's okay. It is okay? Okay, that was easier than I thought. What do you mean though? What do you mean it's okay? Like, do you accept the job? I'm willing to negotiate, so let me know which qualifications you want me to exclude from my resume, and then we'll start over, and then you can let me know what you're willing to pay me for the qualifications that remain. Oh, no, we as a company want you to bring all of these qualifications to the table. I don't want to exclude any of them. I mean, you have a list of very, very admirable qualities. I would like for you to bring all of them to the table. And I get that, and I completely respect your position. I'm bringing a lot of experience, and I'm going to bring skills and qualifications that you have been looking for, and that is what I feel that I'm worth. If you don't feel that I'm worth the 95,000, that's perfectly fine, but then I won't bring all of my skills and qualifications. I I'm going to have to take this back to the team. Um, but I guess we'll be in contact with you. Take it back to the team. Do what you got to do. I'm going to give you about 48 hours to get back to me. I know my worth. I know what I'm bringing to the table, and that's how much I'm requiring for my services. So you let me know if you want to continue doing business. If not, there's other companies out there that are willing to pay me what I'm worth. Hello? Hey, Veronica, it's Joanne. Hi, Joanne. I see that you weren't able to submit your payroll yet. No, I haven't submitted my payroll. How come, honey? What? Because I'm missing 8 hours from the week that you have not approved yet. I didn't get the time. They'll be on the next check. Why would it be on the next paycheck if I worked it for this paycheck? Like I said, I just didn't get the time this time before payroll closed. So I just need you to approve it. I had the time to work the hours when you needed me to work the hours. So I need you to make the time to approve my payroll. Veronica, I understand. I'm not signing off on my payroll until you add those hours. I understand that. I really just need you to. I'm there for you when you need me. I'm going to need you to give me that money. I know you're there. You're being a little difficult. You got this, Joanne. You're being a little difficult for this, Veronica. Yep, nope, I won't approve it. No. I'll be difficult. It's okay. The same way I worked for you, I need you to work for me. Okay. Yep.
Would love to have you work for us at XYZ company. Here's your very generous job offer. I have a question. What does this mean, sick days? Oh, that just means how many days you can be sick from work. If I'm sick, I'm sick. I'm not planning to be sick. Do I not just give you a doctor note? Sure, you can give us a doctor's note, but if you take more days than that, you just won't be paid. That is so funny. Okay, next question. And it says 10 days of vacation. Yep, that's right, 10 days. It's a very generous vacation policy. Okay, I understand. So it's 5 weeks plus 10 days more. Oh no, you only get 10 days. But there are 30 days in August and I do not work in August. You're expected to work in August. You are hilarious. I understand. It's all a joke. $200 for health insurance. Oh my goodness. Okay, where is the real offer? It's not a joke. This is the real offer. Seriously? No. In France, we don't do this kind of bullshit. This is not a real job offer. It could cause a revolution in France. You can take this and shove it up your...
So Veronica, after looking over the salary and the job description, did you have any questions? Yes, actually, in the job description, I see at the bottom it says additional duties as assigned. Are you able to just describe a little bit more of what's going to be expected aside from what's already listed? I would honestly love to be able to tell you every single thing that you're going to be doing in this role, but it would just take forever. There's just too many variables when it comes to this position. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what those additional duties, sometimes they just come up and we're just going to ask you to do them. And it's just, it kind of falls into that whole additional duties, if that makes sense. And I get that. I understand that you can't tell me every single thing that I'm going to be expected to do. But where does it end? At what point do you now add 15 additional duties to my job description without additional pay? I hope that makes sense. It does make sense. There's really just no way for me to list everything out for you. We really look for team players and you know, team members that are willing to step up in times of need. Hey, Veronica, do you have a second? Of course. Without going into too much detail about who it is or anything like that, I just wanted to bring it up to you. There are people in the office who feel a little left out when you're speaking with your colleagues in Spanish, and we just really want to promote a team environment, if that makes sense. There's only one person in the office that doesn't speak Spanish, so you don't have to tell me who it is, because I already know. If I was speaking to her, I'd be speaking in English if it was any of her business. But you know what? Just out of respect, because my mom taught me to be a respectful person, sure, when I'm in her presence, I will not speak Spanish. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you. Hey, Janet, just recapping the conversation we just had. Tell Cassandra to mind her business and she won't have to worry about what language I speak when I am not talking to her. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Hey, V, can I bother you real quick? Yeah. I have a Spanish caller. Can I transfer it to you? No, you can't transfer it over. Why? She only speaks Spanish. Why not? Because apparently you have a problem with me speaking Spanish. So I'm not going to speak Spanish for you. If it was such a problem, you wouldn't need me. So figure it out. Call the line. Do whatever you got to do. But don't count on me anymore to speak Spanish when you have a Spanish client. But I really need to make an appointment with this person. That's your problem, not mine. Should have kept your mouth shut. Hey, Veronica, do you think you could stay a little late tonight? Just maybe like an hour or two? Yeah, I don't mind. I could use the overtime. I'm actually not authorized to pay overtime right now, so I was kind of hoping that you would come in late tomorrow or leave early. Okay. I'll just come in late Friday because I have an appointment anyway, so. No, you wouldn't be able to come in late on Friday. Tomorrow's the only day that I could spare you. Okay. So then no, I can't stay. No, but I'm sorry. You just said you could stay. So are you gonna stay? No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. That means that I'm inconveniencing myself and you guys are not having to meet me halfway. It has to be a mutual benefit in order for me to do this. Because if I'm staying later, that means that I'm getting home later. That means I'm sitting in more traffic. That means that my dog is waiting later to get walked and to eat. And it's just an overall inconvenience for me to stay later. I was willing to do it because I need the overtime. But if I'm not even getting that, coming in late or leaving early doesn't do anything for me. So I can pass. I can pass on that. We're just all having to pitch in a little more around here, you know? I'd really appreciate it if you could stay. And I understand that. And if you're that short staffed and that tight for people, I'm willing to stay for the overtime. If you need me that bad, then you're willing to pay. Otherwise, maybe you can do it. As a manager, isn't it your role to kind of step in when no one else is available? Well, I'm salaried, so it really doesn't matter if I stay later. I can't really come in later, leave early another day. So it really just doesn't make sense for me to stay any later tonight. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure it makes sense in your mind. But as a salaried employee, you make significantly more per hour if you were to break it down anyway than I do, even with overtime. So it makes more sense for you to stay than for me to stay since you're getting paid a lot more. I'll stay for the overtime. Otherwise, okay. I'll find someone else. Thank you. Yep. Good luck. Hey, Veronica, do you have a quick second? Hi. What's up? I noticed that every time we have a conversation, by the time I get back to my desk, I have an email from you recapping the conversation. Oh no, I'm just CMA. What's CMA? CMA, just like CYA, which means cover your ass. CMA, which is covering my ass. I just think it's important to always have a paper trail of all the conversations, just in case there's a misunderstanding. I'm emailing you a recap of what we spoke about, and that gives you an opportunity to correct anything that I may have misunderstood. I just think it's a little unnecessary to recap every single conversation. Oh no, I completely understand why someone in management would think that it's unnecessary. In the past, I've had managers who say one thing and then turn around and say another, or say that they didn't say something. This way, with a red receipt, there's no way for them to say that they at least didn't have knowledge of how I understood what they were saying. So I will continue to send you a recap email. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, Janet. Just recapping the conversation we just had. CMA is basically me covering myself in case of any misunderstandings and to avoid any further issues. Let me know if you have any questions. Red receipt on and send. Hey, Veronica, how are you? I just have a quick question. Hi, what's up? I looked on the time off calendar and it already looks like you have the week off. There's a field trip I'm supposed to be going on with my kid next week. Yeah, I've had that PTO scheduled for I think for 3 months now because we bought the tickets way in advance. So I'm so sorry. You don't even have kids, man. It's not like it's important. What you just said? You just don't understand that, sometimes parents have to be at school events and, you take all these days off and then, parents got to sit here and we just got to wait because you have no kids and you can just go live your life however you want. So because I chose not to have children, there's no possible way that my plans could also be important. Your plans are more important because you have kids. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm just trying to say that sometimes parents have to show up at their kids' events. You don't have kids, so you could easily move your stuff around. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to move it around. Not only have I been here longer, so I'm higher up in seniority than you, but I also put my request 3 months in advance because I knew that I needed next week off. So it's not my problem that you waited until the week before to try and get these days off. So, what are we going to do? What I'm going to do now is get back to work while you walk away. Hey, Veronica, do you have a second? Yep. I just needed to bring it to your attention because I was told that you're a little difficult to work with and a little combative. Who told you that? I can't really tell you who told me to avoid. What do you mean you can't tell me? Well, to avoid any conflicts or, hostile work environment. Okay. And what was the situation that made me difficult to work with? I feel like if I tell you that, it narrowed down the person that it was with. So you're coming to me telling me that someone thinks I'm difficult to work with. You won't tell me who it is, and you won't tell me what the situation was. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. If this was a court of law, I have the right to face my accuser. How do you know that this person doesn't have a personal vendetta against me? I didn't. How do you know that this person's intentions are legit and not just trying to get me fired or try to get me in trouble when I can't defend myself adequately because you won't tell me who it is? I just wanted to bring it up so you could work on your behavior. Well, I can't fix a problem that I don't know is happening. If you won't tell me what the situation was or who the person was, then we don't even need to be having this conversation. I'm just trying to keep the peace. I don't want you to be difficult. I'm not trying to be difficult. But if you're going to come accusing me of something, then I want to be able to look that person in the face and make sure that they're being honest about what they're saying. But you want to protect them, that's fine. We don't need to have this conversation. And if we need to have it, then we're going to go to HR, and then all of us are going to be there, including this mystery person. Hey, Veronica, do you have a minute? Yeah, what's up? We have a new associate starting next week. I'm hoping that you can go ahead and train her. Yeah, of course. I'm willing to help. How do I invoice for that? There's no additional compensation for training. I thought that was clear. Well, I assume I'm still going to be expected to meet my own goals as well as training her. So it's going to be additional work for me. So I'm highly expecting to get compensated for the training, especially because the training is about a month and a half. I was kind of hoping you would do this as a favor. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me get this out of my purse. Here you go. What is this? What's this? It's my light and my water bill. I figured as a favor you could take care of them for me since you want me to do this as a favor. There's no need to be sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. My life doesn't run on favors. My life runs on income. So I'm happy to help with training if you're going to compensate me. Otherwise, you can find someone else.